Greetings and welcome to the show, everyone. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Ryan. And this is the Brandon and Ryan Hour. So, yeah,
Yes,
welcome. Uh,
it is. Way to remember what it's called.
yeah, anywho. So, today
What are we
talking
talking
about a
about today,
movie.
Ryan?
We're talking about a movie called Knox Goes Away,
Oh, really?
starring Michael Keaton, uh, James Marsden. It has Al Pacino listed up towards the
Oh,
top, but he was only in the movie for a brief period.
yeah,
Um,
it's a short stint.
yep,
And James Marsden isn't listed as a um, star in the movie either.
really. Okay.
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's. It says Michael Keaton, Al Pacino, and Marcia Harden.
All right.
His that was his ex-wife. That was in the movie for all of a minute.
If that, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
so anyway, yeah, we're gonna be talking about Knox Goes Away, featuring Batman. I mean, Michael Keaton.
Yeah, not Batman. I mean, he was a great
Ah,
Batman,
Batman.
but
Yes. If you have not seen the movie, buckle up, Buttercup. Spoilers coming. All right, Ryan. What'd you think? Initial thoughts.
so initial thoughts. I mean, it is the movie.
A movie?
Yes, I'm trying to give an intro to the movie. So, older type guy who does basically assassin work.
Older type guy? Is he
Yes,
older type or is he a type of a guy? Like
he's
what
an
is
older type guy.
he's
Yes,
a
I said what I
old
said.
man. Older type.
Older type guy.
Gonna start saying that from now.
Uh,
Starring older type guy, younger type guy.
But yeah, so he's basically a hitman, and he starts going through dementia symptoms, and then there's some family problems that he has to deal with that pop up. So it was a whole lot of
This is a great intro. This is a great synopsis of the movie. Older type guy, assassin, hitman man. He's a hitman man
yep,
who has family problems. Go figure. And stuff happens.
yep. I feel like I
Is that
that
is
was
that
pretty
is
solid.
that
I mean, you skipped over the whole dementia type problems, but
Oh yeah, I forgot about the dementia type problems because I forgot about them.
uh,
This is a great, this is a great little blurb of the movie. I love it.
so
Yeah.
I thought this movie was really well done. Thought Michael Keaton basically knocked it out of the park the entire movie.
Okay.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think there were any weak performances. There was some comedic moments in the movie, and when they happened, they felt earned and actually worked. It wasn't
Yeah.
just joke after joke after joke to uh, ease the tension. So
Mm-hmm.
the comedy in it was well done. The action, while not consistent throughout, was good. So it's all together a solid movie.
I mean, there's not a whole lot of action, I guess.
Right, that's what I meant.
So
The action is not
yeah.
consistent in the movie. It's not something that's ongoing, pervasive in the movie. There's little pockets of it.
Okay. Okay. I took that as meaning like the action scenes were inconsistent as their
No, that's not what I was saying.
performances or okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
I
saying
get it now.
it's not strictly an action movie where you're 90 minutes of just action.
Yeah. 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 It's not that kind of hitman movie.
Correct.
This is an elderly hitman movie. Elderly type guy
Older type guy, but
hitman
sure.
movie. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's got dementia, so no, as soon as you get dementia, you're automatically elderly.
Okay. if you say so.
And I'm pretty sure Michael Keaton is elderly. He's pretty freaking old.
Yeah.
What do you classify as elderly? 80s? 70s?
Most people like to be a victim of elder abuse, it's like 63 plus. So,
Okay.
so
Why are you taking it to elder abuse? What is wrong with
because
you?
anyway, that's a legal
Anyway.
statute that
Okay. Well, he's 71, so he's definitely elderly.
okay.
What kind of 70-year-old hitman is still working? He's like, ah,
Well, he
I
really
got
enjoys
bodies
what he
to put
did.
in the ground.
Yeah, he really enjoys his job. So,
Yeah, he's pretty good at it too. Pretty good at it. Okay, so yes, I agree with you. The performances are really good. I like the um chemistry between the actors. Like I didn't it nothing felt forced. It just felt like all the interactions were smooth and um you didn't have any weird stuff like the believability of father and son. Like sometimes you're just like, okay, I
mm-hmm.
don't I don't feel it, but this father and son duo seemed to work. Um, I rather enjoyed it. It's an interesting spin on the hitman genre.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the the dementia thing is kind of like a really interesting add in to it, and I rather enjoyed that because don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that where they're like running with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a
I was
very
gonna look, but
aggressive dementia. They called it
yeah, some kind of
some
weird
condition
dementia.
that takes your brain in weeks
Yeah,
instead of over time. Yeah.
yes. So like he basically went through the entire dementia stage in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Um, I couldn't remember what they called it, so
I
I
don't
couldn't look it
remember.
up to see if it was a real thing. I'm assuming it's probably not a real thing. Um, could be wrong, I guess. I don't know. I don't know that much about dementia. Cause I mean, why learn about it? Probably if you need to learn about it, you're probably gonna forget it anyway.
Yeah.
It's a little dark,
I
but
mean,
whatever.
yet really funny. So.
It's pretty good. Okay. So, um, it's not really fast paced. It's kind of slow-ish, but it's decent.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not
it's got
like
a good pace, but yeah, it's not
it's got a good
keeping
rhythm.
you on the edge of the seat the entire time. It is
Yeah,
pay attention, watch, see what's going on, think through what's happening.
yeah. Um, and uh, this is another movie where I don't know. I guess I was really interested in the story itself because it's kind of novel.
Okay.
That I wasn't trying to like skip ahead and try to figure out what they were doing and why they were doing it.
All right.
So didn't anticipate the ending, which was really nice. But we'll get to that part towards the end. um, um. So you're talking about the jokes. So when he
Uh
goes to the doctor and the doctor's telling him the bad news,
huh. Uh huh.
and
Doctor tells him,
he
"I'm
tells the
sorry."
doctor, he's like, "Don't worry, doc."
Yeah.
Yeah, the doctor apologizes for the bad news. He's like, "Don't worry, doc. Even if I did hate you, I wouldn't remember soon anyway." It's
Yep.
like, dang, and he said it like just
Like you're so
deadpan.
straight. Yeah.
Yeah, it was freaking hilarious. Um, And that's one of those moments where it's like if that's a real life moment, like that's a super serious moment, but that's a really funny comment to make.
Yeah.
So like as the doctor, you're like, that's the best joke a dementia patient has ever made. Should I laugh right now?
Yeah.
But they didn't show that. So we start going through his life, like I guess he's got an assignment. Him and his friend have to go kill somebody for some reason.
Yeah, so I think they said he was like a drug dealer or something. Because his
yeah, but
friend,
it didn't matter.
Right. His friend
Yeah, but
wants to know
yeah,
all the reasons why they're going to kill someone. And he's like, I don't care because
gives
they're
him
going
all
to be
the
dead in
details.
10 minutes, so it doesn't matter.
He's like, will you stop? Yeah, exactly. It's like, don't tell me all the dumb stuff that this guy's done and while we're killing him. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, it literally doesn't matter.
Yeah, but the friend is trying to justify it. So, hey, I'm killing bad people. So it's okay.
And it also seemed like he just liked to talk.
Yeah, that too.
So, like, he's just talking about his job. Like, they're just at work talking about work, going to kill a drug dealer.
Uh-huh. And I really like the guy who was playing his friend, his partner. Can't remember what the actor's name is though. Do you remember who it was?
Nope. It's totally slipping my mind.
Anyway, he's a great actor.
Yeah. Shoot. Anyway, I'll look. Carry on. You were saying?
No, it was his name is Ray McKinnon. That's
okay.
The guy who was his partner.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did just a fantastic job while he was in the movie. And they're going through the house to go shoot him, to shoot the drug dealing bad guy. And Michael Keaton's... Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they're going to kill a drug dealing bad guy, and like later on they talk about how they don't kill civilians, right? He accidentally has killed 2 civilians. But all the other people like seemed to be like pedophiles or like people who like were bad,
right?
In some sense, but we never found out who he worked for.
Right, we got the guy's name was Jericho, but never any backstory into the organization he works for, why this guy wants these people off. Nothing.
Yeah, like there's none of that at all. Which is interesting that they don't say anything, but you're just like, okay, he's just... So there's the idea that he's only killing bad people,
right?
But he doesn't actually care what they've done. So like none of that matters. He's just like, hey, here's a name, and then he just deletes the name.
Right.
So like what they have or haven't done is kind of irrelevant to him.
Yep.
So that was interesting. Go on.
But yeah, by this point in the movie, we've already found out that he's dealing with this advanced case of dementia. He goes and shoots the guy and the girl that was with him. Turns off the shower and then hears a noise behind him and shoots his friend twice.
Yeah, and so like I like the way that they did the dementia like episodes. Where his brain was self-deleting. It's self-deleting. And
like he was getting confused, didn't know exactly what was going on, but he was still trying to fight through it.
Well, like but like just the camera work where like there was like this weird like thunder sound. And it earlier on it was faint, but as the movie progressed it got a little louder. And then like time would stop, like not time, yeah, time would kind of stop, and then the camera would just like look like directly at him sometimes, like he was confused and just kind of standing there. And then it would like cut and jump to make you feel like there was a time jump.
Yep.
like how long was he standing there looking at the wall? Like you don't know.
Right.
He had to have been a while because his friend came inside to be like, "What the heck's going on?
Right.
What's taking you so long to shoot this guy?" Um, yeah, like that would suck. Like he turns and he shot the lady because they were both in the shower, so he just shoots both of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then like he gets confused and hears something and turns and shoots his friend in the chest.
Twice.
It's like, well, that sucks. And then like later on, he's like, I don't even remember doing it. He's like, I know I did it, but I don't remember doing it.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Um.
So yeah, and then that's when we get
So.
introduced to the police, the detective who's trying to figure out his connection to everything.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
what
Yeah,
did you think about her, about that character?
She was okay. I think that was. I mean, it's just detective. Like there were two or three cops,
Uh-huh.
detectives or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was just like okay, they were just the detectives. Um, I didn't think too much about it. What about you? Did you have thoughts
So
about them?
I thought the actress playing her did a good job. There were a
Okay.
few things that she said were things that they made her pick up on that nobody else did, where she was just the best ever, which kind of irritated me.
Oh,
But
I mean, if you're a lead detective, you're a lead detective for a reason.
yeah,
So, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I'm at work, somebody's like, "Oh, I don't know how to do this," and then I walk over there and I'm like, you do it like this," and it takes me all of 3 seconds.
uh-huh.
And they're like, "Oh, wow, that was crazy. I didn't know that." And I'm like,
Right,
I
but
think that's how she felt.
I don't know. It just seemed like they were, hey, look at how great she is, and everybody else is not as smart as she is, just for the sake of her being smart.
mm, I think they were trying to build these people up as intelligent people and not a
I
bunch of
think they were.
buffoons, like actual
It looked like they were
normal
trying to
people.
build her up as smarter than all the other detectives. So,
Yeah, because they were building Knox up to be smarter than everybody else.
okay, I see what you're saying. All right.
So needed somebody equally smart or somebody else really smart to to try to catch him in all of his uh criminal activities.
Okay.
Um so at the beginning of the movie, Knox is talking to what did you say his name? Ray? Yeah, Ray. Um and he was talking about how his kid hated him and whatever.
Right.
Um and then after he shoots the bad guy's girlfriend, and Ray, he goes home and his son shows up and he hasn't seen him in years
Right.
and he's covered in blood.
Bum bum bum.
Bum bum bum. And the plot thickens.
Yeah, I just did the bum bum bum. You don't have to do it too.
Yeah, well, it was fun.
Okay.
So, um, so their conversation that they had after that, like when he shows up at the house, it's like actually like a really interesting conversation. Like you just find out, you just found out that you have like the worst case of dementia ever,
Right.
and you're not gonna know yourself from a hole in the wall in a month. And your estranged son shows up. You just killed your best friend, and oh yeah, by the way, your son just killed your granddaughter who you've never met. Um,
Abuser, molester.
abuser.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just sitting there in his house in your house covered in blood, and you're just like, how's it going? What you doing here?
Yeah.
It's like the conversation like wasn't um emotional. Like there was no like, which I feel like how that would, I
Well, it
don't know.
wasn't emotional from
Do it.
his character's perspective. James Marsden's character had a lot of emotions going on
Yeah. Yeah, but James Marsden was emotional because he wasn't
because of what
emotional
just
towards
happened.
his dad.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't about them and their stuff. It was just
I need some help. I don't know what
um
to do. Okay, tell me what happened.
right.
Let me know, and let me see how I can fix it. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I need help. I just killed somebody. Hey, I know a guy that kills people.
My dad.
My dad kills people. Let me go ask him for help.
Yep.
Um uh so yeah, so he's like, I mean, the way Knox plays everything, like everything's close to the vest. He doesn't reveal any of his cards.
Mm-hmm.
Like he doesn't tell anybody he has dementia. He doesn't tell anybody his
Well,
plan
that's not true at all.
except for Al Pacino.
Yep. He tells Al Pacino's character both those things.
Um, yeah, but like I don't know. The Al Pacino guy seemed like a father figure to him because he recruited him to be the. He said something about turn him into the man he was or whatever. I don't know. I
Uh-huh.
don't remember exactly. Um, and it's basically the only person he could trust after he shot his best friend.
Right.
Um, because he didn't have any friends. Like his son was estranged, his
Uh-huh.
wife divorced,
Right.
who knows how long ago, and then his best friend had just shot, and there was a weekly a hooker.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So
Every
that's
Thursday.
that's every Thursday for 4 years. Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. It's a steady gig, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
Um. Anyway, so what happens? He goes to the house to the guy that was um. What do you call it? Like I forget what they call that.
I mean, we
Um.
can call it abuse or we can call it molesting. I think either
Well,
one.
like with the online stuff, like where
Oh,
they're like
grooming?
grooming. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she's like 16, and he's like at least a 30-year-old man,
Yeah, they said he was
like
like
getting
32 or
teenagers.
36 or something like that.
Yeah, and he was also a drug dealer, but it
Uh-huh.
doesn't matter. Um, that was another funny line when he's like, "Did you bury him?" And he's like, "Did I bury him?" He's like, "Yeah, did you bury him?" And he's like, "No, why?" And he's like, "Because if you did, I'd have to dig him up and kill him again." it's like it's like dadgummit, man.
Yeah,
These are
just
freaking
like that
funny.
was a perfect joke and perfectly timed.
And you don't see it. You're like, okay, he's like, "Did you bury him?" Like, I'm gonna have to go find the body so I can dispose of it or do whatever he's gonna
Yeah,
do. And he's like, "Nope, this is joke time."
but again, he
like,
delivered in such just a straightforward deadpan way. It really sold the
yeah,
joke.
yeah, exactly. Good stuff. Uh, so he goes to the guy's house, the dead guy's house, and he has another episode leaving.
Mm-hmm.
And when he has the episode, you assume he makes a mistake. Um, because I was like, okay, that seems. I don't think he did that right.
Yeah.
But, so what did you think about his like, his the plan to get his son out of hot water?
So I
Because
did
his
not.
son was going to jail.
Yeah, I
James
did
Marsden
not
was
get the
going to jail.
plan at all until I don't know 5 minutes before they revealed what was going on. Like all of a sudden it
Okay.
hit me and it's like, oh, that's brilliant. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's where I was too. Because I wasn't really thinking about it. I was like, wait, what's the plan? I was like, this seems like a weird plan.
Yeah.
And it might not work because he's losing his marbles.
But like I could not figure it out for the life of me because like he went there, collected some stuff, and it's like okay, well, and then he talked to his friend about doing a making it or setting someone up, and it's like okay, setting somebody else up, how is that going to work? But no,
Yeah.
he was intentionally setting up his own kid and making it look like somebody set up his kid. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's actually really, really brilliant. So, okay.
Yeah. So I get the big reveal is that he's helping his son um get away with the murder
Mm-hmm.
by framing him for the murder.
Yeah. And pointing it back to
Which
himself.
right. Yeah, framing he's pointing the framing of the murder back to himself. Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Cause like I'm like, okay, he kept his fingerprints and he put his fingerprints back on the knife after he washed it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I was so confused
It's
by
like, oh
that.
dang, he really does hate his son. It's like, wait, why did he do that? Like, I'm so confused.
Yeah, I was confused why he did that, and then why he kept the clothes, like, because he was like, "Hey, I need all your clothes that are covered in blood and everything," and it's like, okay, yeah, obviously, yeah, destroy the evidence, you burn the
Right.
clothes, clean the house, do whatever, but he
Yeah.
washed the clothes, and it was like, I don't understand, like, why?
Yeah, I was like, why is he washing them? That made no sense. I was so confused. I was like, okay, you take the clothes and you destroy them. Like that's it. You destroy all the evidence.
Yeah,
But nope, he's like, nope. We're gonna plant all the evidence, all
yeah,
the real evidence back.
but in a way
Um,
where somebody can clearly figure out that it's fake or that it's planted evidence.
yeah. So I liked when he went to talk to Al Pacino, or his character,
Mm-hmm.
um, Xavier. That's what his name was. Um, so it's 83 years old, 84 years old. He said he was 90 in the movie. And I was like, is Al Pacino 90? Almost. He's 84 or about to be. Um, so he writes down like a list of. It's not
Steps
even
that he
an
needs to.
in-depth list.
Yeah.
It's just like key. It's like bullet points. And then he explains it to Al Pacino, so Al Pacino can like call him and help him remember.
Right.
It's like that's pretty funny. Um, and he's like, if you pull this off, this will be, the greatest thing you ever pulled off, but you won't remember it. Dang it, that sucks.
Yeah.
But if it's the greatest thing he pulled off, his son doesn't go to prison, and he, kind of reestablishes the relationship with his son before he loses his mind completely.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what happened. Let's see. So you've got he breaks into his son's house, and like James Marsden's character like just beats some random guy up at the coffee bar because he looked at his daughter.
Yeah. And like, I mean, I get it.
I was like, that's
He's going through a difficult thing right there, and
yeah.
his instinct
That
is
seemed
to protect
to protect
his daughter, but he kind of flew
a
off the
bit
handle
late.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, just beating up some random guy. Like, come on, calm down, guy. You're not your dad. You're not a murderer.
I mean,
Completely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was another funny line. When James Martin says, I'm not a murderer like you," and then Michael Keaton was like, "You kind of are."
Well, actually, you are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I loved that entire scene when they were at the diner and they were having that conversation, and Michael Keaton gets the ribs brought out, and James Marsden's character is like, "I'm a vegan."
I'm vegan. I'm like, what?
Why?
Dadgummit,
Yeah.
why are you vegan?
And then
Yeah. No wonder your daughter was out there being stupid.
yeah, but like he picks up one of the ribs and starts eating it, and he's like, "I thought you were vegan," and he's like, I was hungry. I've been hungry for 6 years." Yeah, because you've been vegan. That's why.
That was freaking hilarious. He's like, ah, oh man, yeah, that was a good line. The other one, um, if he's like telling him what to say to the cops, and he's like, and if you don't know what to say, use my balls.
No, he didn't say. He just said, "Use my balls," and he was like,
Oh
"What?"
yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, what?
And
Use
then he
my
says,
balls.
and then he says, "When you're being questioned, if you don't know what to say, just imagine what I would do."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. He's like, use my balls. I was like, that's that's a that's a good line.
yeah. Like I thought
And
maybe he was having a dementia moment there, and when he was like, "Use my balls," and I was like, "Uh oh," but no, there was a
well,
point to it.
and I thought it was like, um, I thought it might have been like something referencing like when the conversation he had with his friend, because there was some kind of joke there about balls or something.
Okay,
I don't remember. Like Ray's dad had told him something, and anyway, I don't remember what it was, but I was like, is he referencing that? Is he losing his mind, and now he's like thinking about the conversation he had with Ray? But nope. Most of his, I guess, I mean, most of the movies by himself, but most of the dementia stuff happens when he's alone.
right.
Um, the one, the scene in the woods when he gets lost, I was like, it's like, is that? I'm watching this. I'm like, now I feel bad because this is probably what happens with elderly people when they actually get
When they get
lost
lost, yeah,
and they have dementia. I was like, this sucks.
yeah,
This is kind of too close to reality, or
yep,
it seems like it is. Probably is. That's probably what happens. They just don't know where they are and then start walking and wind up in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of crazy.
yep.
I didn't get why he left the jewels there
Yeah,
at
I don't know because
the cabin that they sold.
they said they sold it like 3 years ago. Like, why would he leave
Yeah,
the jewels there?
yeah. Presumably, because I think he said it was diamonds, and it looked like a lot of diamonds.
Well, they didn't say diamonds; they said stones, but the implication was
Yeah, yeah.
diamonds. Yeah.
Well, when he poured them out, they looked like they were diamonds.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
So it's like that's quite a bit of money to just leave and hope they don't remodel the place
Right.
and pull up the floorboards, find a bag of diamonds.
Well, they'd first have to move the
Um,
giant wood burning stove and then pull up the stone floor.
yeah, but I mean, if you're
But
gonna
yeah,
remodel, you're gonna take that out.
unless you like the floors.
Yes. Anyway, um, mm, what happened? Oh, the hooker.
Uh huh.
What
So
did you
you,
think about what happened with the hooker?
so like when he said he wanted his money split 3 ways, like I automatically
Mhm.
knew, okay, it's gonna be his ex-wife, his son, and then obviously the hooker. And
Yeah, I
then
was thinking
because there was nobody
that's what
else
I thought
for
too.
him to leave it
There's
to.
nobody else. Exactly. And why would you leave it to your son and your granddaughter?
Uh huh.
I was like, it's not the granddaughter because he would just leave it to his son.
Right. And he didn't really have a
Yeah.
relationship with his granddaughter at all.
Right. And she's 16.
Right. So, like I saw that coming, and then she shows up with 3 guys to rob him, and like he beats
Yeah.
the crap out of all 3 of the guys, and then shoots them, which was fantastic.
When she takes a picture of the book
Uh huh.
where it's talking about the dimension stuff, I was like, Dad, she's gonna try to rob him? Like she's about to get paid, man.
Yeah.
Like don't be stupid. Because it seemed like they had like a rapport because he was very well read and he was
Uh huh.
giving her books to read
Right.
and they, had a 4-year relationship.
Yeah. We can I guess call it that.
Um, I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, it's a weird relationship, but it's
Uh-huh.
still a relationship.
They've known each other
Anyway,
for 4 years. Yes.
yeah. So, yeah, I was like, dadgummit, is this gonna like totally ruin the plan and like gonna have to like try to come up with plan B while you have dementia?
Uh-huh.
Um,
But yeah, like he takes out
um,
all three of the people who she brought with him or with her to
mhm.
rob him, and he's like, "How much was your cut gonna be?" And she tells him we were gonna split it evenly in fourths, and he's like, "You were gonna get a third, so way to screw it up."
And not just a third of the diamonds and the paintings, like he
Yeah, a
had
third of
cash too.
everything, right?
Yeah. Um, and presumably he had physical cash, and then that guy had his money in other places too.
Yeah.
So she was gonna get a lot of money. Um, but then like, so they don't show it, but they lead you to believe that he shoots her and kills her
Uh-huh.
too.
Yeah. Because he raises the gun
And then
back
when
up to her, and then it cuts to black. Yeah.
yeah, and then when Xavier's talking to him later, and he says, "Yeah, call the cops and tell them I have 3 bodies in the house," and Xavier's like, 3 bodies. I was like, 3. I was like, there should be 4.
There
I was
should
like,
be
did he
four.
forget
Yeah.
he shot somebody?
Yeah.
And then at the very end, his ex-wife and his son are getting checks,
Uh-huh.
and then you no. Xavier goes to the well, yeah, because Xavier goes to the money guy, and
Uh-huh.
he's like, just split it between the
This.
ex-wife and the son.
Yep.
The hooker's not getting anything.
Yep.
Um, and the guy asked him, he's like, "You want me to take a little off for you?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm
Nah.
good." I was like, because the whole time he's like, "Are you sure you trust me? Because I'm a thief."
I'm a thief. Yeah.
But like, see so that's like a true friendship where he's like, he could have stolen from his friend who wouldn't know any better,
Yeah.
but he didn't. So like you're thinking she's dead, and then they get their 2 checks, and then um, you see like the UPS guy coming out of her house after delivering all of his books over there.
Uh-huh.
It's like, that would kind of suck. I was like, oh, he didn't kill her. That's crazy. So he did only have 3 bodies.
Yep.
And then she lost out on who knows how much money and got a whole bunch of books.
Yep.
That would piss me off even more because, like, getting the books would piss me off more than not getting anything. Because you have the books there for the rest of your life to go, I could have got a crap ton of money,
Right.
and now I've got all these stupid books. Okay, so what did you think about the ending?
I mean, I liked it. The it was all building to that, to him getting arrested and then showing him just completely lost in his dementia.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, he still, like, at the beginning of the movie, he played just this hardened criminal perfectly, and at the end, that last scene where he's in prison, he's still, even though it's almost like he's playing a different character, just the dementia patient character, he still
Mm-hmm.
played that perfectly as well. So
Yeah, because he's like regressed back to where he was talking about how his son likes football or something like that.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. So like
like
that was
the cop went and visited him and trying to figure out the murder of his best friend, and she says his name, and he's like, "Oh, they have newspapers in here. Her friend likes
yeah. I was
newspapers.
like,
Is he coming?" And she's like, "No." Like,
yeah.
yeah,
But then you find out that like her mom has dementia or something's
uh-huh.
wrong with her mom,
Yeah.
which presumably you think is dementia.
It seems like they were setting it up to be dementia. They didn't come out and say that, but
Yeah.
like she knew who the doctor was that he went to visit, that he was
Yep.
a dementia specialist.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like she had experience.
Yeah. It kind of seemed like maybe they left some of that on the cutting room floor
Mm-hmm.
just for time or for pacing or something.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they could have that might have been built up a little bit more throughout, because you really only see it when she's talking to the
The
hospital
insurance
or
people.
whatever on the phone.
I think it was insurance,
Yeah,
but
she's talking
sure.
to insurance on the phone, and then she knows who the doctor is, and then
Hmm.
you see her with her mom at the very end.
At the end, yeah.
Yeah, so like, it, the only time it mattered to her is when he was already in prison,
Right.
and she just wanted to get him out of there because he had dementia and just get him in a medical facility or whatever.
Hmm.
But it's very well done. Um, plan, scheme,
Yeah.
plot. um, so do you think there's gonna be a Knox Returns?
I sincerely doubt it. I don't think this lends for a sequel at all.
So would it be like, um, because what is it? Yeah, it's Batman Returns,
Uh huh.
and then does Beetlejuice 2 have a name, or is it just Beetlejuice 2?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's just Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, if you can have a rapid onset dementia thing, then they could just come up with a pill to fix
Yeah.
it. It is the movies. All right. So, any last thoughts?
No, I mean
Put you
overall,
out of your misery.
I thought it was a great movie. Well acted. The pacing was good. Comedy was good. So I have nothing to complain about. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I can't think of anything to complain about either. Um, I thought it was very good. The the jokes, man, they just like so good. Just
hmm
like perfectly timed, like not overdone, not jokes for just the sake of jokes, but like
uh-huh.
just really good stuff. And the way they did the dementia and stuff, like the actual like the scenes, like towards the end, like they were building up the, like I said, the thunder got louder,
Uh-huh.
and at one point I was like, is it raining outside? Because I was like, is that actual thunder, or is that just the movie making that rumble noise?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so I thought that was pretty good. So what's your rating?
That's a good question. It is a great
That
movie.
is a good question.
It's
Yeah.
definitely not.
What?
It's not a perfect movie
How
by any
does it have
means.
rewatchability?
Yes. Like I feel like this is one.
Okay.
It's not one that I'm going to go back and rewatch like every month, but if I would catch it like every couple years, then I'd be good with that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm gonna
Are there
say
movies that you watch every month?
no.
Okay. Like I gotta watch this one movie every single month. Like that movie's a solid 10 then. Whatever it is,
Yeah.
that's a solid 10. Okay, so what are you giving this one?
Yeah, I gotta give it a 9-1. So
9.1, you don't say.
I do say.
That might be your highest score yet.
It might be.
Um
It was really well done. I enjoyed it.
it is really well done. I did thoroughly enjoy it. Um it I think I'm going to have to go slightly lower and give it like an 8.
Okay.
Um but it is, because it's not, I mean, it is humorous at points, but it's not like a feel good movie.
Right,
So it's
exactly.
not a movie that I'm gonna be like, I'm bored, what do I want to watch, you know, for some enjoyment. This one doesn't have a lot of enjoyment because of the whole dementia thing, and especially like if, I don't know, if you have dementia in your family or whatever, you're probably like, I don't know, a little jaded by that, so you might not enjoy it as much. But it's a really good movie, and you should watch it. Because, like, I don't think the dementia in this movie is a real thing. I feel like that's just brain trauma. If you lose your memory in a 3 week span.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely advanced dementia, but uh, yeah, I mean, people who get dementia start forgetting a lot of stuff like that. So it's not unrealistic. Just the time frame was.
Right. Yeah, not the effects weren't unrealistic. It's the
Right.
time frame. Like we're going from like 0 to 100 in a month.
In 4 or 5 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. Um. Okay. So, I guess that wraps it up.
Woohoo.
If you guys are still watching, then you should probably um hit that like button 3 or 4 times because it's fun.
Yep.
Preferably an odd number of times. Yes, an odd number of times would be 3, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, something like that. um, comments down below or wherever the comments are. I don't know where you put your comment boxes. um, you can follow on YouTube. That's what it's called.
Uh-huh.
YouTube. I know internet things. And Rumble and Twitter at BRH Reviews. And I guess with that, we'll see you guys later. Later.